Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I do want to be able to see your little chats and comments, but that's okay. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. So for those of you who get my Monday motivations, this is something I talked about recently. And it's pretty simple. If you don't really know where you're going, you're really not getting there. So one of the most important things I think before we start with any of this is getting clarity about where it is that we're going. It's kind of like entering into a GPS, right? You get in your car, you're about to go somewhere, you get in your car and you're going to enter in where you're going, right? And you may hit detours, you may hit traffic, things may slow down, but you still know where you're going and you're ultimately getting there. If we don't enter that in life, it's kind of the same way. We just kind of end up where we end up. So one of the things I really want to help you with in terms of before you even get to the vision board part is getting clear about where it is that you even really want to go. So having clarity about that destination is really a powerful tool. It's an empowering thing. It's a powerful way to create your life and to live intentionally. And so, yeah, that's one of the things that I'm really hoping that you get out of this is how to do that. But first, I know many of you are wondering, what is a vision board? So a vision, it's really simple. It's what it sounds like. It's a collection of pictures and words and symbols that ultimately express your desires. One of the main questions I hear is, well, why do I even need one? And this is also kind of simple, but it's not really a common thought. So the reality that you're living in right now is ultimately a result of your thoughts and beliefs. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that sink in for a minute. Your reality that you're living right now is a result of your past thoughts and beliefs about what you're capable of, what your life can look like. And that may be great news to you right now, and you may be kind of hating me a little bit. And either way, it's okay, because it's the truth. But the good news is the future can still be written. And so the way this works is ultimately your subconscious mind is doing the heavy lifting for creating your reality. All those thoughts and beliefs are kind of subconscious initially. And so when we can train our subconscious mind to think about the things we actually want to bring about, we're able to do that. Our subconscious mind is relatively simple. It likes images, it likes single words, it likes things that it can look at really quickly and help that to absorb into it. So the vision board is ultimately a way of programming the subconscious mind saying, this is where we're going. This is what we want. This is what we're attracting. And so it then works with energies beyond it to bring those things into fruition. So that is why it's important to have one. It helps tell the subconscious mind, this is what we can expect. These are the things that we're seeking. And like a very dutiful little dog, it goes out and finds them. So this is just an example of one of my vision boards. And there's a collection of all sorts of different things on there, but again, not too many things and very simple little images and messages. And I'll kind of talk about how to use it here in a little bit. But how do we even get started? The first thing is setting the scene. And ultimately what this is telling you is give yourself time and space to like go within, to really be honest with yourself about what it is that you want. And this is ultimately the goal here, is to raise your vibration, is to get excited and happy. You know, it's very easy to take this seriously. It's very easy to go, okay, I'm gonna light all my candles. Okay, I'm gonna sit here, or I'm gonna come up with my plan. What is it that I want? And it feels like homework and it's stressful. And that's not the place that we want to come from. We want to come from a place of joy and like excitement and wonder and love. Like that's the energy you want to create when you're create from, I should say. So when we sit there and we go, when we're feeling stressed or we're feeling lack or we're feeling like we're low on money or we're low on this or our dream, if my thoughts have created this reality, great. Like that's not really the place that we want to set intentions from. So creating a place of high vibration, of joy, of excitement. And so There's a lot of different ways you can do that. I think most of you receive my Monday motivations. If you saw today's, this kind of ties in. So today we talked about trading your fear for faith and having fun. I have seen some really funny things come to fruition that I was like playing with it. I was having fun, and my husband and I were joking, and we're like, wouldn't it be funny if this? And we're just having a really good time. And then those things happened. And then I had this epiphany of, oh my gosh, when I'm creating out of fun, those things actually come to fruition. So the key here is to lighten up, is to find joy in this, to laugh, and whatever that means for you. So a couple of different ways you can do this. You can light candles, you can pour some champagne, put on some good music, dance, whatever it is that makes you feel light and happy and excited about creating your life. That's what you need to do. The key here is finding time and space to do that in, where you're really going to sit down and go, what is it that I want? So that's the first step, is creating this scene. What makes you feel lighthearted and joyful, and helps you embrace just the magic that you are. The next thing, while you're in that beautiful, fun, loving space, is to clarify what it is that you want. Now, some of you already have this. Some of you are really excited about it. You're like, I know what I want. I can't wait. Here we go. And some of you don't have a clear picture, and that's okay. That's why you're here. And there's a few ways to get started here. But one of the things I really want you to think about here is, what do you want? Okay. So as I go through this next example, keep that in mind. What do you want? Start with, if you don't already have your dream plan, if you can't quite see the future that clearly, what do you want your life to look like in 1 year? 5 years? 10 years? Now for me, actually, it helps me to go backwards. I like looking at the long-term plan and then going, okay, now what does that mean in 5 years? Okay, now what does that mean for me in a year from now? So that's one of the tactics. And then when you're thinking about those things, consider all of the areas of your life. Consider your finances and your career, your family and your friends, travel, adventure, fun things, bucket list things, and then your romantic relationships too. What do all those things look like? And maybe come up with, 1 to 3 things for each of those areas for the different time periods. So this is a great way to kind of get started, really paying attention to what it is that you want. Now, again, I'm going to ask you, why do you want those things? So the minute you go, okay, I want X amount of money, or I want to go to this place, or whatever those things are that come up for you, I want you to ask yourself why. And then when you think you have the answer, peel it away another layer. Like, go deeper. Because I'll tell you the truth, your why is what you really want. The feeling of having those things, what those things do for you, is really what you want. And so it's really important to connect with your why. What's your actual motivation? You want that money? Great. What are you going to do with it? Okay, what else? Okay, what else? Like, keep digging deeper. Because as you do this, you'll really start finding out what it is that you actually want. And that's where magic is. Because a lot of us want X amount of money, or we want to drive a certain car, and that's lovely. Sometimes it is just that simple. If I want this car, cool, go for it. I have a car on my vision board too. I got you, I get it. But a lot of times, even with the car, there's something deeper. What it is that you actually want. What does that car mean for you? And that feeling, that's the thing that we're actually going for. So it helps to have an image of what it is that you want, and then the why of what you want. Give it roots, okay? And then again, coming back to, what do you want? It's very difficult because a lot of times a few things will happen as we start doing this exercise. One of the things that happens is we go, all of our limiting beliefs come up. I could never, I'll never make that kind of money. I'll never, all these limiting beliefs. And you're going to create a dream board, if you're going to create a vision board, I need you to give yourself permission to dream. I need you to step back out of all of these little thoughts in your mind, the ego that's going to jump in and try to protect you. No, don't dream like that. You're never going to get that. Go, thank you, but no, thank you. I'm just going to have fun here for a minute. What if anything was possible? What if anything was possible? What would you want your life to look like? And give yourself permission and courage to actually write that down. What would that look like? So set aside those limiting beliefs during this exercise. The other thing that comes up a lot of times is self-worth. Like, who am I to have that? Same thing with limiting beliefs. So set that aside. We'll deal with that another time. Right now, this is just your time to dream for yourself, okay? The other thing that comes up, and this one, for me, it comes up a lot too, is dealing with other people's expectations. Now, I know some of you attending today, this is your thing. Knowing that other people are relying on you, or that people have expectations of you. And that's what you're basing your goals for your future on. I've done this. This is my biggest hurdle. Well, I'm learning to not let it stop me, but it's something I struggle with because it's hard. Knowing that people are judging you, knowing that people are relying on you, knowing that that's happening as you go, I'm gonna go this way anyways, that's a really hard thing to do. But here's something I don't know if you've considered or not, but your life is for you to live, right? You're here in this time, in this space, with these people, in this moment, with these desires on your heart for a reason. So why are you going to let somebody else's opinions and judgment affect you and tell you what you can and can't do for your life? And, the other thing that really helps me is that a lot of times people's judgment on you is really just a reflection, is through their own lens. So they're looking at you and your life with their lens. They're looking at you saying, through their lens of beliefs, their values, their dreams, their limitations, all their crap, that's how they're looking at you. So a lot of it has nothing to do with you. Their judgment on you for what you want to do with your life has nothing to do with you. That's them. And they're going to judge you no matter what. So you might as well just do you, right? That's what I tell myself when I have to deal with it. So I encourage you to consider those things as you do this, as you create your dreams for yourself. What do those things look like in 1 to 5, 10 years? All these different areas, and be honest about why you want them. And then remember that it's okay to dream, to set aside the limitations, to set aside the worth, to set aside all of the, what are people gonna think? And I know they're waiting for me. I know they need me to do this. Like, just shut the noise down for a minute and be honest with yourself. So creating this space to do that in, giving yourself permission to do it, and then actually doing it might be the hardest parts of this. But if you allow it to be fun and therapeutic, it will be both of those things, and you'll feel amazing. Okay? If you need help with this part, we'll talk more about that later, because it can be intimidating if you've never done it before, but baby, I got you, okay? That's why you're here with me. All right, so once you have clarity on what you want and why you want it, the fun part, sweetheart. Of course, I like to think those other things are fun, but maybe I'm just a nerd like that. All right, let's see here. Now we get to begin visualizing it. And again, yeah, if you need help with those things, we have some options for you coming up. So, selecting your words and images that represent your desires. This is pretty simple, right? So once you kind of have your list of these are the things that I want for my life. I want to go to these places. I want to have this relationship. I want to make this amount of money, whatever it looks like. Start actually giving those images. This is a lot of fun and can take up a lot of time. So I would recommend setting a time thing of, okay, I'm gonna give myself maybe an hour here to find images, because if you're like me and you'll go down the Google, Pinterest, hashtag search rabbit hole and look up and be like, now I'm stressed about this. Is this the perfect image for this? How am I representing this thing, like you can change it. This is fun, okay? Like allow yourself to just go with the flow, get into a flow with it and go, yeah, this works. Oh, this is an image. Yes, this is perfect. I'm gonna save this. Like just have fun with it and actually just start like making progress. Just start checking things off the list. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be a representation. Again, telling your subconscious mind with a quick visual of this is where we're going. If you want to change it later, you can, but just start making progress, okay? Again, the primary purpose of the images that you're choosing or the words that you're choosing is to create the feeling of having that thing. So think about maybe one of the things that you want to bring about. Just close your eyes for a minute, take a deep breath. And think about one of the things that you really would love to have in the future. Let's say 5 years from now. What is one thing, the first thing came to your mind when I say 5 years in the future, this is your reality? The first thing that comes to your mind. Imagine actually having it. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and you're 5 years in the future and that is your reality. Imagine what that feels like. Like let yourself feel that for a minute. Let yourself see the scene. Where are you? What are you doing? Who's with you? How does it feel to have it? The goal of the vision board is to invoke those feelings. It's not just something pretty to look at, which it can be real pretty, but it's to feel things. It's to tap into your subconscious mind, and you do that through emotion. You do that through your heart. So when you create an image that represents your heart's desire, when you see it, you want to feel something. So choose images that not only represents your whys, represents the what you want, but your whys. So do I have, yeah, okay, I'll come back to that one in a minute. But actually this is perfect. Let's just go to this one now. So this is a vision board that I used a couple of years ago. I was pregnant and put on bed rest. It was in the summertime. And there was a concern that maybe I wouldn't make it to where I needed to make it. I needed to make it to Halloween for the baby to be healthy. So I created this vision board for myself. And I used a couple of words here, let your faith be bigger than your fear. I chose images of women being pregnant in the fall. And that was what I needed. I needed to be pregnant in the fall. So you can do something like this if there's a specific situation that you're working through, something that you need specific strength to get through. A vision board can be not only great for your life in general, but for situations like this, where you're like, I need to get through this. See yourself on the other side of it. See yourself, you know, for me, it was being pregnant at Halloween, having a cute little pregnant belly. Of course, I was giant and didn't quite look that cute, but I was pregnant on Halloween, baby. Okay, I saw myself at Thanksgiving, having a big pregnant belly. All these images of, you know, the fall, and it was just, this is what I saw every day, and I would just be grateful for it, like say thank you for it, as if those were me, as if this was done. And it made me feel, I would tear up a lot of times seeing it, like just like with gratitude of, oh my God, thank you for letting me have this. And I would picture myself sitting at the Thanksgiving table and feeling the baby move and like get excited about the fact that we've made it to this point. And that's what this is supposed to do for you. Now, again, it can be for, and I have the rest of my examples are for the grander vision of your life, but it can be situational too. And that having that vision, not just it's a trigger, right? The images are a subconscious and a heart trigger of what's coming, to get excited about it, to feel what it feels like to be there. Okay, so this is an example of one of the vision boards that I created. So when it comes time to actually creating the vision board, once you have your images, then you can do something like go to Canva. Canva.com is my best friend. If you're a business owner and you do any sort of marketing or like that and you don't use Canva, you're welcome. If you post on Instagram, you're welcome. Like, this is an amazing tool. So Canva, you just simply upload your images. You can drag and drop them into a blank canvas there and create any vision board that you want. Print it out, and we'll talk about what to do with it here in a minute. But the other thing you can do is just old school it. A lot of times these really pretty digital vision boards are lovely, but I kind of like geeking out and printing them out. Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you my old school, my hack job of a vision board here. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed doing this, but I'm gonna do it. Yes, this is another vision board that I use, okay? I have printed out pictures. This is before I discovered Canva. I started doing these, and I kind of like it because I can print them really big, and some that I really want like to focus on, I'll print big. And I have this hanging in my bedroom, and I don't know, I love my hack job of a vision board. It makes me happy, okay? So this is another option. If you like, I don't want Canva, I don't want to have to do all that. When you find your pictures, print them out, cut them out. Get some poster board, get a cork board, and create a gorgeous vision board like this. Options, baby. I'm just giving you options, okay? But that's another fun way to do it. It's just really whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. And again, like I was saying earlier, don't take it too seriously. Like, just have fun with this. Allow this to just be an expression of your heart, and it's for you. You know, of course, I have this hanging in my bedroom, and my husband, I had to include some pictures for him too, so it wasn't just for me. But, you know, honestly, I've had some of these pictures on here for years. And some of them are starting to come true. And it's like really exciting. And I'm leaving them on here because I can't, it's like one of those reminders that it works and this is happening and that it's worthy of my time and my energy, which is also why I'm here sharing it with you, because it's working. And so I keep them on here as a reminder, like a reinforcer of like, yes, keep going. Like, yes, keep doing this. So yeah, it's just whatever works for you. So here's an example again. So if you want to use Canva, here's the setup. And then this is one of my vision boards. I have my whys represented here. I have my thing, the thing I want for my life represented here. I have words, places I want to go. This is supposed to be my boys grown up, our lavender field, which is happening. So yeah, there's just a representation of a lot of different things here. And I have many vision boards, which, well, not many, but several. And so that kind of brings me to my next point of what do you do with it? The first thing I recommend is putting it somewhere you're going to see often, but not constantly. So a lot of people will, you know, put it as the background on their phone or their screensaver on their computer, which is great. You see it often, but you almost see it too often to the point where you start to ignore it. So I like putting it in a single room that I'm going to walk into. And even though it may become just part of the background, when I'm making time to intentionally spend time with it, which we'll get to in a minute here, I'm not seeing it all the time. It's a deliberate thing that I go to, that I spend time with. So like the one I had of me being pregnant in the fall, I put that in my kitchen. And so every time I went by it and sat on the refrigerator, I like took a moment to like feel what it would feel like to be there and gave gratitude for it and felt so grateful. Like I said before, like it was Thanksgiving and oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. And this is so, thank you for this. And then I would go about my life. So the kitchen is a great place to put it, especially if your vision board includes like health or things like that you want for yourself in the future. A kitchen's a great place to have that one. Your office, I have one specifically designed for my office that shows me where I'm going in the future with my work. Your bedroom, so this one hangs in my bedroom. There's a whole other opportunity to use your bedroom for visualization and manifestation, which I cover in my membership. So that's kind of like probably not something I'll cover right now. And then we have, the wallpaper and screensaver on your phone. So if you do that, if you decide to put it in the background of your computer or on your phone, one of the ways I would recommend using it is setting a timer, not a timer, an alarm. So let's say I like the whole angel number thing. So like 11:11, an alarm goes off and it reminds you to go spend a minute with it. And that brings up the next point of like, well, what do I do with it? So once you kind of find a place for it, the thing you need to do is refer to it often, come back to it often. So I like to make it a daily practice. If you want to make it a meditation, go for it. If you want to carve out 5 minutes, 30 minutes a day and like sit with it and meditate on it, Totally. Like, good for you. I don't really stick to that. I find the less rules I have for it, the more I'm going to incorporate it. If there's rules, I kind of get lazy with them and I don't do them. So I prefer to just have it there. And once a day, I will just give myself a couple of minutes and I'll choose one of the images on the board. And I will just really focus on that. And I will walk myself through that scene. What does it look like to be there? What does it look like to feel what it feels like to be there? What does it smell like? How does it sound? I would go through all of the senses and imagine myself being there and then give gratitude for it. Like, thank you. Thank you for this. I can't believe this is real. I'm so excited. Like, just step into that moment. And I'll give myself just a minute or two to do that with one of the things, whatever really is calling to me, whatever I really want right now. It's really heavy on my heart, and I'll just really connect with that one thing and then walk away. So referring to it often is key. Surrendering to it often is also very important. So again, you can set a timer on your phone or an alarm on your phone to make it a certain time that you come back to it. Or, maybe it's multiple times in the day. I have two timers set up, why do I keep calling them timers? 2 alarms set up on my phone where I have a visualization, just a quick little visualization of me doing something and give gratitude, and I move on. So that's one of the ways that you can do that. But then when it comes to surrendering, that might be like the second hardest part after figuring out what you want and why you want it. The surrendering part is hard because it requires that you don't obsess and that you have faith and that you see it clearly, you feel it clearly, you give gratitude for it, and then you let it go. And then you know that you're co-creating with the universe. And your job is to see it and to feel it and to give gratitude for it. And then trust in divine timing. Trust in the divine intelligence of what time frame works for your highest good. That can be really hard, especially when we're in times of stress and anxiety and I need. But again, raising that vibration, coming back to a place of love and faith and abundance and joy, getting happy, choosing happiness, even in the thick of it, and coming from a place of there and giving gratitude for it. Like, just have faith that you will receive when it's for your highest good. So referring to it often, whether it's just the drive by as you see it on your wall, if it's a specific time of day, there's a lot of magic in the first 5 and the last 5. The first 5 minutes in the morning, the last 5 minutes before you fall asleep. That's when your subconscious mind is starting to just take over as you're falling asleep, and it's still kind of dominant as you're waking up. In those first 5 minutes, last 5 minutes of the day, look at a picture, call it to your mind, and go through that practice right then. That's a beautiful time to do that. And then surrendering to it, letting go of the need to know the how. So so I think those are hard steps to do, but that's where the magic lies. Like, what is it? I said it was going to be simple. I didn't say it would be easy. That is definitely, when it comes to visualization and really just manifesting in general, like it's really simple. It's pretty simple. Know what you want, know why you want it, see it, feel it, give gratitude for it. Done. Super simple. Those are not always easy things to do, but if you need help, I got you. So a couple of ways that you can get help from me with this is I have my event, The Intention Studio, coming up in 2 weeks. So excited. If you need time and space and support in doing that deep dive in of what the hell do I even want? Why do I want it? What does this even look like? How, I walk you through that entire process. So you're doing it with like-minded people who are also sitting there doing that work. I'm guiding you through it. We're having a good time. There's food, there's wine, there's appetizers. Food and appetizer, same thing. Dessert. And yeah, I do my best to make it lighthearted and fun, but really give you time with yourself. So there's not really like any partner work or anything like that. This is a guided experience for you to have a time and space carved out just to spend time with you and what's really on your heart. Things that we don't give ourselves. That's not something that we spend a lot of time doing. I find myself doing it like in between drop off, like that's the only time I give myself to really think and be with myself. So this gives you a much more beautiful environment to do that in, and it's a very supportive environment to do that in. So you can, doors close for that on Friday. So if that's something you're interested in joining, robinangela.com, go to live events. And then finally, private coaching. I do one-on-one meditation and intention setting sessions. So if you, again, are looking for help, but maybe can't go or not really interested in going to the intention studio this time around, set up a session. Just go to my services, or I think it's private coaching on my site. You can schedule your session right there, and yeah, we'll spend an hour together just kind of talking through it. So I'm here to help. I'm here to help. That's one of my whys. That's one of my things that I have to do. It's on my heart to serve you. So I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel focused. I want you to get excited, and I want you to see results. Like, I'm not just sharing this with you so you'll be inspired and be like, oh, I learned something new, or okay, sounds great, and then go not do it. I really want to see you do this. I want to hear from you. I want to hear you create your vision boards. And last time I did this workshop, I heard from somebody, and she's like, I heard several people telling me about their vision boards, and it makes my heart happy. So please, I would love to hear from you. I want to hear all about your vision boards. And I want to see you honor yourself. I want to see you connect with who you are, what's really on your heart. It's there for a reason, and listen to it and allow it to be expressed. Schedule time to do this. If it's not at the intention studio, if it's not on a one-on-one with me, I don't care. I want you to do this. So put it in your phone before this is done. Put in your calendar. Schedule time with yourself to start doing this. You will be so grateful. You will be so happy you did. Trust me. Like, this is not wasted time. Time with you, spending time with what makes you tick, is not wasted time. In our society, we're kind of told that that's selfish and just focus and like get your work done. And that's lovely if you know that you're working towards what you want to be working towards. And if not, then be selfish. Take care of you. All right, a little self-love, self-care. So if you have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and exit out here so I can see your beautiful names here. There we go. Yeah, so if you have any questions, you're welcome to put them into the chat. If you have anything else that you want to talk with about or ask any follow-up questions, like, please, I'm here for you. So send me emails. You know where to find me. And I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you have a beautiful day. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And I want to hear all about your vision boards. All right. Take care. Love, blessings. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.